In this video, we executed a brief but thorough research and investigation to unravel all of the hidden intricacies and hidden details on this man called Afe Babalola. In the same video, you get to see and understand why the said man is very, very angry and mad at Dele Farotimi. In this same video, you expose some hidden publications that you've never seen or heard before. To kick things off, Afe Babalola is a very popular figure in the Nigeria's judicial system. This man came under the radar of many Nigerians on the 4th of December 2024, where he forcefully arrested an individual known as Dele Farotimi. Dele Farotimi happens to be a human rights lawyer and activist. This man published a book on July of this said year, where he called out Afe Babalola, and that is where problems started. After this man was arrested, he was slammed with a lawsuit based out of defamation. Well, that is not even all. Mr. Afe Babalola owns a corporate firm known as AB & Co. Shown right now on your screen is the initials and logo of this particular firm. And it's going to surprise you to know that AB & Co. has the highest numbers of lawyers inculcated into SAN, which means the Senior Advocates of Nigeria. And just in case you're not paying attention, this simply means that Afe Babalola has lawyers. This man has plenty lawyers at his disposals, and most of his lawyers are inculcated in SAN. And that is why we weren't surprised when this AB & Co. slammed Dele Farotimi, a 16-count defamation lawsuit brought by the Nigerian police force. Well, shown right now on your screen is a listing of this lawsuit, and we spent hours and hours investigating every count charge, one after the other. If you take a look at the very first allegation here, it states Farotimi's book alleges that Babalola influenced the Nigerian Supreme Court to secure fraudulent judgment for his client, casting doubts on the judicial's integrity. What does this even mean? Well, let me break this down and simplify it for everyone to see and understand. In the book written by Dele Farotimi, he called out Afe Babalola, claiming that this man has once upon a time influenced decisions coming from the Nigerian court, decisions that favors the clients of Afe Babalola. Well, to break this down, let me show you some interesting bits of information and facts. We all know of Wike. So Wike was once a client of Afe Babalola. Yes, Wike, who is a politician, who currently is the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, was once a client of Afe Babalola. I'll show you right now on your screen is a publication released by Premium Times, and this was released on the 27th of October 2024. When you read the title of this publication, at first you won't even get the meaning and the messages these guys were trying to pass across. Well, it states wicked judges and Yesomized courts. And when you take a look at this particular publication again, you'll notice the name Wike and Yesom. This portrays the fact that Yesom Wike currently owns the Nigerian judicial system, and this man over the years has received favorable declarations from the court, and that is something that Dele Farotimi called out in his book. Why? Because Yesom Wike was once a client of Afe Babalola, and this man Yesom Wike over the years have received favorable decisions from the courts. Well, shown right now on your screen is a publication released by The Pulse, where it states judicial compromise debate deepens as Wike accused of executive rascality. And this publication yet again was released on the 21st of November 2024 at around 10:29 p.m. The same publication claims that the Nigerian judicial system has been compromised. They believe that the rule of law no longer exists in the country, that many individuals, particularly top individuals, are basically above the law, and the laws are designed for a common man and for a regular in the country. And this same publication yet again called out Wike, using him as a main focus and a subject. Well, shown right now on your screen is something very, very fascinating, and this definitely will blow your mind. This was released by Lawyer. And when you look closely, you see that the federal government approves construction of 40 houses in Abuja, and one would think the Nigerian government wants to build houses for individuals and for people who can't access proper housing in the country, but no. The federal government is currently constructing 40 houses for Nigerian judges. Why is that even so? And it will surprise you to know that Yesom Wike is the man who brought this idea to the FG. Yesom Wike is the man who propelled this particular blueprint and construction plans to the federal government. Yesom Wike, who again happens to be a client of Afe Babalola. Well, interestingly, when you go through this post, it reads, the federal government has approved the construction of 40 houses for judges in Abuja, which is the nation's capital. The Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Yesom Wike, announced the approval for the construction of the houses following a Federal Executive Council meeting. But then when the nation and individuals in the country came out to criticize this plan, Wike came out to make a statement. Showing right now on your screen is a publication released by Daily Post Nigeria, where it states, "Criticism over Judges' quarters project does not bother me." This comment was made by Wike. So the point here is that Nigerians were basically against the federal government constructing 40 houses for the Nigerian judges. This feels like the federal government wants to buy out Nigerian judges, which definitely will affect the judicial system of the country. The Nigerian judiciary should be independent and not mingle with politics. And as we speak, Nigerians feel like the Nigerian judiciary has now become a political party on its own, a political party affiliated with the ruling party. Well, take a look at this publication released just yesterday, being the 9th of December 2024, where it states CGN AGF warned against frivolous complaints against judges, threatened to sanction. This simply means that if you complain about the way and manner Nigerian judges handles important issues in the country, you will be sanctioned or possibly slammed with a lawsuit based out of defamation. And moving on swiftly, let's look at a comment made by Dele Farotimi in court. We're showing right now on your screen, it's an official wording where it states, "Count 1 alleges that Farotimi's claims are likely to cause fear and alarm to the public or disturb the public peace, which is a violation." Well, to break this down and to further dissect it, it simply means that the claims made by Farotimi will cause public alarm, and it will also go a step further to inculcate fears into the hearts and minds of Nigerians, which definitely will affect public peace. These are the exact wordings coming from the AFP and co. And if you look further, it states that it violates the Criminal Code Act. Well, this is a very, very interesting one. Now, looking at count 3, it accuses the author of knowingly injuring Babalola's reputation by claiming he corrupted the Supreme Court, exposing him to hatred and ridicule. Well, to summarize everything, shown right now on your screen is a full and detailed breakdown of all of the count charges. Well, if you look at the very first section, it states false publication alleging corruption and undue influence on the Supreme Court. And the second chapter of this lawsuit includes criminal defamation aimed at damaging Babalola's professional reputation. And we also have assertions of systematic corruption orchestrated by Babalola and his associates. And lastly, we have accusations of judicial manipulation with specific examples from his book. Well, this simply means that Afe Babalola has big issues, mainly on the fact that Dele Farotimi published a book where his name were mentioned in full form, accusing him for one way or the other tampering with the Nigeria's justice system. And that is why just yesterday we received a very, very interesting update where it states Afe Babalola obtains court order to block sale of Farotimi's book on Amazon and other websites. This simply means that Afe Babalola doesn't want any individual to lay their hands or purchase this book as we speak. But I think this is rather coming too late, because at some point this particular book was one of the best sellers on Amazon.com, and based out of calculations we feel like 6,000 copies worldwide and not just in Nigeria. And at the same time, many individuals have a soft copy of this book, so blocking the sale of this book will not reduce the damages done. It will only give more attention and give free publicity on this particular book released by Dele Farotimi. But anyways, there's a way out for him. Yes, Dele Farotimi can be freed only if he does something. Yes, because recently we noticed that Peter Obi visited Afe Babalola in his home. So visited Dele Farotimi in prison, and they had a discussion and a conversation. But in our next video, we'll make a video to expose all of these conversations and everything said within, because this man, Afe Babalola, has given conditions that has to be met before Dele Farotimi will be released from prison. And these conditions are not simple. They are not something that he will just easily do or freely do. Well, if you want to get full updates when we release that video, do well to subscribe and turn on post notifications, because that video is coming next on this channel. Anyways, in our previous videos, we exposed and we investigated Dele Farotimi himself. We investigated him and every other thing within. We investigated the book and how he defamed, or how he allegedly defamed, Afe Babalola. Anyways, if you want to watch that video and see everything for yourself and get full updates from the standpoint of Dele Farotimi, In that same video, you see and understand how this man submitted himself to the Nigerian police before he was arrested, or let's say abducted from his home. Anyways, if you want to watch that video and get full update and better clarity, we have that video showing right now on your screen. So click on this video to watch and understand. Click on this video and I'll see you on the other side.